Edmonton, a city known for many things. One of the world's biggest malls, an NHL franchise team known as the Edmonton Oilers. Yep, hockey lives here. Edmonton is also known as Festival City for having numerous festivals which take place throughout the year. The Edmonton International Street Performers Festival, Festival of Trees, Kerry West Festival, the Heritage Days Festival, the Fringe Festival, food truck festivals, and many more. All these things capture an essence of Edmonton, bringing people together, bringing them together to share mutual interests, opportunities, and happenings. Here we explore a community hip-hop event called Cypher Wild. Cypher Wild can be seen as more than your typical get-together. And for many, it's not just an event to go to. It's extraordinary. Cypher Wild encompasses the hearts of local talented artists, dancers known as b-boys, b-girls, DJs, MCs, and graffiti artists. Many people pass through downtown Edmonton Churchill Square daily and take notice of Cypher Wild. Many take interest by sitting down on the amphitheater steps and spectating the event as it goes on. Is it curiosity that leads people to be engaged with Cypher Wild? The music? Or is it the lyrical execution of someone rapping on the microphone? Or is it the dynamic movements of the dancers on the dance floor? Often there's a perception that in order to belong to a group, you must identify with that group's characteristics, traits, and beliefs. However, is this true in the case of Cypher Wild?
Yep. Okay. Here it comes.
My name's Matthew Wood, also known as Creeasian. I've been dancing 15 years and DJing for 10 years. I started off like 99, 98. But I didn't take it serious until about 2000, 2001. I met up with really good homies, good family of mine, Red Power Squad, Colin Kootenai, James Jones, Lee Beaver, Jordan Roasting, Jake Bloom, my boy Shane Martell, and just over the years to now, just being able to really sharpen my blade, master these crafts that I've been getting into. Art, music, dance, and it's been a really amazing journey. And I think that being said, throughout those years, being able to really master the craft, I've been able to also host an event called Cypher Wild YUG, which started off as Keep the Circle Strong, but then linking up with my brother Rain, also my brother Anthony from Original Roots. He had an event going on, which Cypher Wild was in Calgary, and then we wanted to bring Cypher Wild across Canada, across Turtle Island. So then we just linked the bridge and made Cypher Wild YEG, which was Cypher Wild YYC, and also we also hosted one in Toronto. So just really about bringing that block party vibe and connecting the bridges so people could also work with artists from across Turtle Islands and share their story, because everybody got a story. We all tell it in different ways.
This rappers look at how he's back, he's drinking the pop, my practice, drinking his shot and boxes, getting a wash up to how we practice. Drinking the losses, none of my own, the gold, the dog, the carcass, make your fun, take your partners in the process of the pockets. Little crowd, you're bound to get around with a ton of rappers, sit on the down, instead of the crowd, the kid never found it, comprehend it, so go got your bite, it's light and clear, it's like this, like my wrist, you know, like this, like a cutting, testing, mind to the mind, again, looking at the best,
it's giving the voice to the voiceless. It'd be cliche, but it's the truth. A lot of the youth out there, the kids out there, are all youth with a voice, but some of them feel like, that their voice is not being heard or they're not giving the right channels. So, Cypher Wild was all about giving those channels and giving those portals. Me and my brothers are talking about just opening up a portal to a city that you may have never traveled to, but you could work with someone, that's doing the same work as you, or if not, they're trying to be on the same page as you. So it's really about opening up those portals in different cities and being inspired from people from around the world and just trying to do what we do out here. Like, we're doing Edmonton hip-hop, and we can't, try to be from New York because we're not from New York, and some of the kids have never been to New York. So it's cool to get the inspiration from raw places like New York, but at the same time we're from Edmonton. So it's about identifying with your surroundings. The original people from this land, the territory, Treaty 6, identifying with those things, even if you're, I hate using the word non-native, but because we're all native, and the way I look at it, we all come from somewhere, we're native to someone. But even if you're not from here, you can identify with a lot of the stories that are told when you walk around this area. There's a lot of traditional stories and teachings. So I feel like, the whole aspect of Cypher Wild is being able to identify with yourself in hip hop, and also like your culture. It doesn't matter what culture you come from, what religion you believe in. It's all about really, adding the piece of you instead of trying to be something, what you see on TV, what the media portrays, what you hear on the radio. I really want to give a place where kids could just be themselves.
Cypher Wild was one of the first things that we kind of conceived for programming on the square. We wanted to do something regular that happened weekly. Because I work with the Arts Council, we wanted something that obviously was arts-based, but something that was interactive, as well as had a performance aspect to it. So we have both the performance and the interactive style. And the Cypher Wild just happened to really work perfectly. And I watched DJ Creeasian through the years at the Street Performers Festival and saw that grow and thought that they would be a perfect fit for it.
The whole vibe of like everybody has their hands in the air, or it's like when I say hip, you say hop. When I say cypher, y'all say wild, and everybody's like wilding out. Like that is why people come back.
So many levels that it works on, not only from just it being such a good time, but also it just works within what the city wants to see. They want to see youth out here. They want to see arts happening. They want to see a diverse crowd, and that's what Cypher Wild is.
From then till now, how much it's grown and how much the people that are involved look forward to it every week, and how much I've looked forward to it, and seeing my kids even look forward to it every week, and like being able to just go there and then have like, I'll sometimes have like 10 things on my mind that I'm worrying about, and then when I go to Cypher Wild and I'm there and I'm actually able to live in the moment, and then like for me, like that's like a huge thing, especially for the people that are like living on the streets, and the ones that are like the young cats that are like downtown, roaming around all the time, and or whatever they may be doing, just for those couple hours they are able to engage in a positive activity that's free, and they can go there and they can participate, or they can watch, and they can learn from the people that have been around hip hop for a while, and those are things that are positive, and I've seen them grow. Like I've seen the crowds get bigger, especially the younger generations that are coming around. Like those are the positive impacts that I see that are going on.
Cypher Wild!
I think that Cypher Wild is really bringing back, that concept, that traditional concept of community that's existed for a long, long time. Cypher Wild is revitalizing, the concept of community that's existed in this territory for tens of thousands of years. We're on Treaty 6 territory, so it's a traditional territory of many First Nations. And, the concept of community, the concept of, gathering to celebrate, to politic, to gather and generate ideas, to have ceremony, to have celebration with music and stories, that idea has existed for a very, very long time. So I think that Cypher Wild is really, bringing back that spirit and, embodying that spirit in an urban setting, which is so important for people and for us as human beings.
And at first I got to admit it was a little intimidating for me because it was a newer scene, something I wasn't used to. But very, very quickly, everyone was very welcoming, had open arms, and it quickly became a spot where, as often as I could, I would try and be there as much as I could, because the environment was just such, it was really hype, and it was a very loving, building type atmosphere where everyone just really came together to have fun and really push each other to get better.
To get the opportunity to MC in front of people, it's actually a really welcoming experience, just because it shows people that you can rap and you can bust rhymes without it being about partying or materialistic stuff or just girls degrading women. No, it's just something you do on the mic, and it's just like express who you are, and it just lets people in the public know who you really are. Same thing as dancing. I'm pretty sure they do that, express themselves in public, and just that general can see it, and it looks like a really nice thing, and it's just a beautiful place to express yourself, I'd say.
Reality causing fatalities of technicalities and system overloads aggressions. People wanna know what's happened, demonic satanic practice. The wisdom is what we're lacking. Enough lyrics in my backpack, enough to make your back start cracking. What just happened?
A lot of people, I think sometimes they'll say, oh, you know, I want to throw an event, or I want to do this, or I want to bring all these dancers together. But when they don't realize that it does require hard work, and then something might not go as planned and they're ready to give up. Like, Cree has worked very, very hard to get it where it is today. And you can tell that it's gotten to where it is today because he truly, truly, truly loves what he does, and he really, really cares about the community and hip-hop itself. A lot of people, you say they'll try and start something, and then as soon as something goes wrong, they're off the train and they're sidetracked or whatever. But he's constantly built and built and built, and that's why Edmonton is where it is today, because he truly loves it, and it's paid off, and he's just such a leader in our community.
I think he does a really successful job of bringing like a wide variety of communities together, and I think the thing that brings people, like, that attracts people to it is it's very real. It's very like raw and authentic, right? Like, it's exactly how hip hop started, so it's the same thing. Well, like, hip-hop to me is a culture, and it's a culture that I feel proud to be a part of, and what it means to me, I mean, it's, I guess it's everything a culture means to somebody. It's a sense of belonging, it's kind of a shared tradition, some shared values maybe, like, just some things like that. It's something to draw from, and yeah, just kind of, as an artist, it's a huge influence for me too, right? So, like, the idea that, like, I can talk about a certain type of music or like certain songs or something, and then somebody that's a real hip-hop head is going to understand what I'm talking to, and we can relate on a certain level, right? So that's something we can share just by sharing hip-hop culture, right? So that's what I really love about it. And beyond just the music, I mean, there's the visual, like in terms of graffiti and other forms of hip-hop art that are visual. There's also the dance, right? So, like, all of us share an appreciation for that, and that's something that automatically you meet another head right off the bat, you have that in common, right? So,
the most favorite part about Cypher Wild is the hip-hop environment it has. It's just really bringing the hip-hop scene more to Edmonton, because a lot of people don't know about it, and they look down upon it because of the radio and stuff that's in the media, and I just like it. It's just really dope. Just a welcoming place, I'd say, if you're into hip-hop, I guess. And it's not even about hip-hop. It's just whoever wants to enjoy dancing or music or just MCing, whatever's there, you know. It's just a beautiful place, I'd say.
First thing that comes to my mind when I hear hip-hop is history, because I think, especially today, so many people just hear the word, and the first thing that comes to their mind is all the things that are on TV and in the media, when there's so much more behind it that makes it such a rich and diverse culture. And I really think that if people actually took the time to learn about the history of it, they would truly, truly actually love what it stands for, what it represents.
And breathe hip-hop genre, and so all aspects of hip-hop.
Makes me feel liberated.
Liberated by the liberators.
Hip-hop makes me feel like a leader, because I can always be around my young friends or even my older friends and still teach them stuff that they never knew. They can teach me stuff that I never knew either, but hip-hop to me is just a culture, and there's so many different elements, like graffiti, b-boying, everything. So, like, there's so much I can never define it.
You just have to be it, you know? We are hip-hop. Hip-hop, we are.
We either know what hip-hop is.
Love each other and respect one another and accept one another. Yeah, and just like unite together. Like it's all about unity. That's all
Yeah, that's like the one word when I think of Cypher Wild is community. Yeah. Like your ideal. I think every city in Alberta should have a Cypher Wild, should have something that brings people together like that, because it's like.
And I see people that don't even like hip hop standing here, and like I see lots of different kinds of people, and it just brings them like more of an awareness to hip hop too. It's not something to be afraid of, or there's not some sort of like, you know, it's not, it makes hip hop look so great.
Oh, yeah, we got old school stuff. Yeah, baby.
Oh, here we go. This is that flavor, original flavor, man. What? Ah!
It's a way for all of us to heal with one another and not worry about what a lot of other people think or let other people judge you by what you do. So to see, you know, like people with kids and stuff, and just kind of come watch, and then all of a sudden their kids are dancing, and then all of a sudden the parents are dancing. It's like wow. Example is one of the older gentlemen. He always comes by, and he's known as like the James Brown of Cypher Wild, because the way that he dances is just like he's always got that funk, he's got that soul, and that's what it's about. He always has this big smile on his face, and a lot of the times he hits the dance floor more than the regular dancers. So it's like it's truly powerful to see adults, kids, grandparents, anybody kind of come by and just react to what we're doing in a positive way.
Cypher Wild brings this community, brings a gang, people from different gangs who don't beef there, they just want to chill and listen to music, spit a verse or something. You also have like, you got an officer, who, I forgot who the officer was, but you got a cop coming on stage. He's just joking around about closing down the whole Cypher Wild, but then he really ends up just picking up the microphone and just starts spitting. That was a really good.
Put your hands up. Everybody on the square, put your hands up. Yeah, this the EDS anthem. Yeah, this the EDS anthem. Yo, get your iPhones out. Come up and spin a soul sneaker without a tongue. It's like this. Yeah, we got on YouTube. Chill on my hip hop crew. You know how it is. How it's got this. Do it like that. You know I'm scouting. Venimos español, para que veas lo que quiero. Si no quieres saber, tú no lo otra vez. Yeah, that's how I do it. Yo, I do it so nice, you know it's fluid. Yeah, I got my people on the dance floor. They don't stop, cause you know you want some more. Yeah, no, if you want the beat down, put it on, you know how we're going down. Come on.
When I see what happens at Cypher Wild, it kind of inspires me to really get on the microphone. That's one of the things that I enjoy about Cypher Wild, is that you know, it's the true core of hip hop at its finest, where it's, you know, men and women, boys and girls, teens come together to really enjoy the art, the craft, and the skills that a lot of people have to offer when it comes to the hip-hop world. So I think Cypher Wild is something very beneficial for the hip-hop community in Edmonton. I think City Council and overall the city benefits greatly from whatever Cypher Wild has been doing in the community. That could be, you know, introducing people to hip-hop, allowing them to see that hip-hop isn't just what the media makes it out to be, and that there's a whole different element to it. You know, I'm all for any sort of hip-hop organization or even any sort of hip-hop event on the square. I think it's very positive and it's very beneficial for the community of Edmonton in general.
You don't gotta be a hip-hop head. Like, hip-hop just brings out that spunk, that funk in someone that you just never felt before. Like, you know, like it's an upbeat feel to your soul, and you're soothing, you know, than you get usually with people like to heal to. I feel it's a different healing source. It just gets you going, you know, and it's just what it is. And I don't think anybody has to be anything to feel it. And as long as you feel that drum in your heart from it, or even just a bass and a kick, gets your head bobbing a bit, or even if you're not bobbing your head and you're a little shy, but in your brain you know it's fun. That's
direction on the sky, but you know sometimes it's okay to cry. I hide in demons for a reason. I got a different thing to believe in myself, and and my own community. But I just share my respect and unity. I live for my people, I believe in everything's happened for another reason. The seasons change, but I can't say it's okay. Persuasion all day, you know. This is me vibing on the scene. I like this really cool beat.
She was just a young girl from a small town world. Put her heart into everything, so it gave her a whirl. Round and around she twirls. Pain is sickening, the sword that made her hurl. Throwing up emotions, drowning in the potions. Innocence was stolen. She was pure and golden, left alone and outspoken in this cold world frozen. She had another voice, but it was torn from the tips. She left when she screams, and she takes another hit. Cause I don't wanna feel, I just wanna let the pain. I just wanna let the pain. Say music helps me know the pain.
What does hip hop mean to me? Hip hop is the feeling, the community, the vibe that comes with it. The fact that we can be whoever we want to be, or whoever we are, whatever that means, and be accepted for it, and not judged and not looked at in, I guess, a way that people look at you before they get to know you.
Yeah, no worries.
To be next on the microphone, let them know how we do if they don't know. I'm full grown, I'ma keep on going, now you know how I show. We got little kids doing things, doing what he doing is. You know that he know, God, he got the fizz. Mohawk in the headstand, that's how we do, we don't even know. Then you get man, it gets like the scorpion. He bring it back, get over here, a ton. He's the number one, still trying to bring it, didn't know where I'm from, still is Edmonton. Run, didn't know I'm gonna have to come and get it. I'ma have to do it, ain't no sweating it. I'm getting on the top of the forehead. Anybody else wanna rhyme on his bars? No, no. Still, yeah. All right. We got the.
My name is Valine, aka Valkyrie, from Edmonton, Alberta.
I am Aimee, the one and only. I am also known as Persuasian. Been rapping for over 5 years. I don't even keep tracking. Hip hop is your heart, your soul, your whatever, an escape. Hip hop's everything. Hip hop's anything. It can be anything.
After I went for the first time, it was just so awesome that every week, kind of after that, I would try and go and support the young people who were participating and showing their skills. And also, I eventually ended up taking a lot of photos of the event as my way of kind of giving back and being more of an active participant in it as well. So this is the first photo. And to me, this photo is symbolic in a way because it's a really candid shot. I think all of these young people are having just the best time, and perhaps in their lives, there are a lot of moments of this, but not moments that are reflected back to them to show them what they look like when they're having a really great time, and also young people like supporting each other and rallying around each other to either gather the courage to take the microphone or to come back every week and practice their craft. I think it's really awesome. So this photo is of Creeasian and Tatiana, who is a young person who would come to Cypher Wild all the time, really. And she was not only kind of practicing DJing, but it was also involved in doing some b-boying and almost took the microphone a couple of times. And I think that this photo is symbolic in showing how the older generation of hip-hoppers are really making a point to show young people what hip-hop is and kind of its truest form. And and also allowing young people to take part in whatever way they want and feel comfortable. And that idea of what Creeasian Church says, passing the torch, and really relaying all of that knowledge through kind of storytelling and through lived experience, I think is really powerful in kind of keeping Edmonton hip-hop authentic, and also allowing it to grow into whatever it needs to be for the young people in the city.
That's why guys like us exist, to let the youth know that this is what hip-hop was when I was young. And I'm trying to keep that alive still to this day, 30 years later. So, but I mean, with everything in media kind of has this way of altering the originality of what it used to be. So, but I mean, to answer your question fully, hip-hop is for everybody.
See, the one-word answer, that's always so hard.
Welcoming.
Love.
Revitalization.
Wild. The all-inclusiveness.
I just say dope.
One love. Unity.
Culture. That one word would be hype.
Grass, don't even ask, you know that was the past. I got the smoking, rhymes is just as potent. Even if they say that this is reloaded, maybe it's because I'm not for freeloading. Now they think
Cypher Wild is a super awesome event, and I really stress that you should all come check it out, because perhaps there might be something that might catch your eye, and you don't want to skip a beat by not coming to Cypher Wild. So come check it out, and if you want to have a good time, definitely bring a friend, bring your kids, bring your parents, your uncles, aunts, all those people. And honestly, if you just, want to see something creative and you want to see a lot of live local talent, this is definitely the place to come. Downtown Churchill, Edmonton.
And so comes the end of a Thursday night, or the ending of a night of Cypher Wild, a moment filled with energy, creativity, conversation, and healing comes to a close. For many, it's an opportunity to express themselves however they want, and for others, it's simply a moment to soak in the positive vibes and enjoy every moment of it. This is community. This is Cypher Wild.